In this demo, we'll be looking at XRM Toolbox toolkit and one of the functionality within the toolbox. XRM Toolbox is an open software built by Dynamics 365 CRM folks and other developers. It's contributed by various developers and tech folks who come from the on-prem CRM 2011, 2015 versions when Dynamics 365 CRM had SQL as the backend database, and slowly transitioned into XRM Toolbox with Dataverse support. The Toolbox doesn't have any online support, but it has some really great tools that one could utilize, especially when connected with Dataverse. So we'll have a look at one of the many tools within the XRM toolkit, which is called Dataverse Capacity Tracking. We can track Dataverse capacity in Power Platform Admin Center. If you go to Resources and Capacity, you get the insights about the various environment and the associated Dataverse or database size. It does a good amount of details, however, it doesn't give you a lot of granular details, and that's where the XRM Toolbox kit would come in handy. We are in Power Platform Admin Center, we are under Resources and Capacity, and under Capacity, we are in the Dataverse page, and these are some of the test environments. And if you click on this button, you would get access to the various tables that's available within the Dataverse, the entities, columns, fields, formulas, and everything that contributes the database sizes. And if you click on this burger, you would get a full view of the tables in terms of which one is consuming the space. But the real value is when you download that into an Excel, that would give you a quick look at all the tables within the Dataverse environment of that selected Dataverse type. And these are all the reports that's coming from Power Platform Admin Center Capacity Tracking. And you would sort this and find out which one is taking bulk of your Dataverse capacity. That's one way of looking at it. The other way is looking at the XRM Toolbox. You get started with downloading the XRM Toolbox at the website xrmtoolbox.com. It's a third-party tool. It's been built by various other people around the world who contributes to this open source tool. There is documentation. It's a straightforward deployment. Once you deploy, it deploys all the tools that's available within the exe file, and there are documentations for you to take a look at that. You have a lot of tools which you could search for it and then pick the one that's really necessary and which is relevant to you. Some of these are probably model apps driven and Dynamics 365 CRM based ones and not very much suited for Canvas apps and chatbots and Copilot Studio, but there's quite a bit of tools in here which one could utilize. And one of the tools that I kind of liked it was the Dataverse Database Capacity Estimator. If you install this tool, you get it in the startup page, and these are some of the tools that I accessed it. And I really like the other one, which is Solution Components Mover. I believe I will create a demo very soon on this particular feature. But for today, we'll be looking at Dataverse Database Capacity Estimator. Once you click on this tool, you'll get into this page. And I already clicked on it because it takes some time. It goes and reads your metadata structure and pulls in all the details in real time. So it takes a lot of time to bring in this output. And if your environment has a complicated or huge number of tables and columns and entities and relationship, it's going to take some time. But it's definitely worth the time because you get access to a complete view of your Dataverse table. After you download this tool, you need to connect your environment. You can create new connections and select the environment. In this case, it's dev_USA. And that's how you change these connections and add new connections against the environment that you wanted to calculate. Most of these are self-explanatory. It brings in the schema names, the logical name, and it gives a number of fields, size in bytes, and size in MBs, and the estimated number of records. Now, if you look at the Excel sheet where we pull in those details from the Power Platform Admin Center, you just have the table name and database size. This tool could be really handy if you want to look at the 360 of all the tables, data, and metadata and structures. This is the place to go. If you click on this one, you could sort by the size from top to bottom in terms of the ones which has a large number of data and the ones which is less. Once you click on load entities with record count, you don't want to load entities without record count. It doesn't really make sense. you need to click on the second one, and then you would get into this page. And once that is done, you need to click on this button called Calculate. And as you can see, it automatically populates the total database size, which is 3.52 GBs, and you see the values populated in here. Now, if you come and sort this one, you would have all the details in terms of which one is the top consumer. Typically, the async operation, if you're coming from Dynamics on-prem or Dynamics online world, the async operations leaves a lot of logs behind, and you need to create those bad jobs to clean it up. As you can see here, that's the top two contributor, and it's a test vanilla environment where there's not a lot of activities. This would be different if you are running this tool against a proper production or test environment. And you have the access and option to select all this and copy paste it into an Excel. All you need to do is select and then paste it here, and you could kind of compare and validate the size of all those entities. Take a look at this tool, install it at xrmtoolkit.com, and then once you install, make sure you install this tool, because once you install XRM Toolbox, it's a framework, and underneath, like I said, there's a lot of tools. Any tool that you wanted to install, you need to select and install, and then you would see that in your start page. And that's pretty much about this tool. And there are a few other options or facilities or functionalities to open an environment, open an app maker from the CRM Toolbox itself. I'm not going to go into that one, but for now, we're going to stick to, the functionalities of Dataverse database calculator, which gives you even more in-depth analysis of the data compared to what the Power Platform Admin Center provides. And that's it for today's demo. Thank you.